Chapter 95. Listen and Repeat. Applying for College. What year was Bill in? He was in his final year at school. What was he thinking about? He was thinking about applying for college. What had he decided on? He had decided on studying engineering. What did he receive? He received application forms from several colleges. What did he do with them? He took them to his careers teacher. What does his careers teacher do? He gives advice on academic problems and career choices. What was Bill counting on? He was counting on getting good marks in physics and chemistry. What was he afraid of? He was afraid of receiving a lower mark in maths. What did his careers teacher advise him to do? He advised him to spend more time on his weak subject. What did they agree on? They agreed on sending in several applications immediately. What is Bill required to take? He's required to take 3 A-level subjects. How does he feel about maths? He doesn't like it very much. What's he committed to? He's committed to getting into a good engineering college. What does that mean? That means he'll have to have a high average. What will he have to apply himself to? He'll have to apply himself to improving his mark in his weak subject. What will he need to stick to? He'll need to stick to studying a subject that he finds difficult. What did he used to do? He used to play football every afternoon. What's he getting used to now? Now he's getting used to reading every afternoon instead. Tom is a university student. He lives in a hall of residence. The hall of residence is usually very noisy. Tom prefers to study in the library. Concentrating on his books is difficult in the hall. There are a lot of rules on how to behave in the library. Talking in a loud voice isn't permitted there. Smoking isn't permitted either. Eating and drinking aren't allowed either. Paying attention to his books is a lot easier in the library. In the expression "in a loud voice," the preposition in is used to express manner. Vocabulary. A-level, abbreviation of advanced level. Academic, adjective. Average, noun. Board of trustees. Budget, noun. Campaign, noun. Careers teacher. Chemistry, noun. Cut, noun. Deficit, director. Exhibition, frankly. Fundraising, adjective. Hall of residence. Hope, noun. Image, noun. Impressive. Invitation. O-level, abbreviation of ordinary level. Patron. Principal, adjective. Report card. Rise, noun. Substantially. Sum, noun. Trustee. Voice, noun. Weak. Verbs. To apply oneself to. To be committed to. To be up to. To be used to. To behave. To commit oneself. To do something. To concentrate. To cut out. To forgive. Forgave. Forgiven. To go around. To look forward to. To mount. To pay attention to. To project. to raise, to reduce, to result from, to send in, to stick to take. 2. Note on A level and O level. In the English school system, O level refers to the level of knowledge in certain basic subjects that students must demonstrate at the end of secondary school. Students who wish to be admitted to universities or colleges must study some of these subjects further, depending on the type of faculty chosen, until they reach an advanced level of knowledge, A level. This further preparation is usually provided in sixth form colleges. Dialogue. Most museums have a director and a board of trustees, like the board of directors of a company, who represent the principal patrons of the museum. The director of a museum is talking to the chairman of the board of trustees about the budget for the coming year. Chairman: Well, what's the bad news? Director: We're projecting a deficit of a little over £1 million for the year. Chairman: £1 million? That's a very impressive sum of money. Director: Well, I'm not happy about it, but our costs have gone up again. We have to give rises to almost everyone on the staff, you know. Chairman: £1 million? The deficit last year was only 400,000. Director: It isn't just salaries. Everything else has gone up too. It costs about 50% more this year to mount an exhibition. Chairman: And how many exhibitions have you planned for the year? Director: 8, the same as last year. Chairman: Have you considered cutting the number? Wouldn't you reduce the deficit substantially if you planned 6 or perhaps only 4? Director: I think a cut of that kind would seriously harm the museum's image. Chairman: I'm afraid this isn't the time to think about the museum's image. It's the deficit we have to consider, and I'll tell you frankly that you can't raise £1 million, more than £1 million, from the trustees. Director: What about a public fundraising campaign? Chairman: Everyone's asking for money nowadays. There isn't enough to go around. No, I'm sorry, but there's only one thing to do. Director: And what is that? Chairman: Go back through the budget and cut out everything that you can. Everything. Until you get the deficit below $500,000, or even better than that, until it's below last year's deficit. Note: As already known, see on a journey, on strike, on a farm, etc., the preposition in can precede many nouns, indicating a state or condition. Therefore, the expression to almost everyone on the staff means to almost everyone included in the staff. In the sentence, have you considered cutting the number? The verb cut is used as an abbreviated form equivalent to cut down, a common expression in colloquial English. The idiomatic expression, there isn't enough to go around, means there isn't enough to distribute around, / for everyone, / to go all the way. The sentence, go back through the budget, means go over the entire budget again. In fact, the preposition through also indicates movement from one end to the other of a place, even in a figurative sense. Subject clauses and the use of ing and infinitive forms. In English, the subject of a sentence can be expressed not only by a noun or pronoun, but also by different types of subordinate clauses. The most common forms used for this purpose are ing clauses placed at the beginning of the sentence. This type is often used to express general statements or facts the speaker has direct experience of. Infinitive clauses following the main verb. These have a similar meaning but do not necessarily imply direct experience. When referring to a specific action, the infinitive is generally used. Ing clauses following the main verb. This usage is more informal and common, especially in negative phrases such as "it's no use" or "it's no good," which do not allow the infinitive. Infinitive clauses placed at the beginning of the sentence. This is less common except in fixed expressions such as "to know all is to forgive all." Usually, clauses used as subjects are general in nature and therefore lack their own subject. However, when a subject must be expressed, it appears in the following forms. In ing clauses, a possessive adjective or possessive form of a noun, more formal, or an object pronoun, more informal. In infinitive clauses, for plus noun or object pronoun. Example, "It's no use your asking him to lend you any money." Example, "It seemed useless for them to go on." As already known, all prepositions dependent on a verb, adjective, or noun can be followed by the ing form, gerund. Particular attention must be paid to the gerund after the preposition to. Remember that to can also be part of the infinitive. It can only be followed by the gerund when it is a preposition. In this case, it can easily be replaced by a noun or pronoun. Example, "I'm used to working hard," / "I'm used to hard work." This construction is frequent after the verbs to be accustomed / used to get accustomed / used to be committed to apply oneself to look forward to stick to take to. Example, "The idea is for us to meet on Thursday / the idea is that we should meet on Thursday."